And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Folks, one of the games I really enjoy is Flashpoint Fire Rescue, a cooperative game about, well, rescuing people from a fire. You're a group of firefighters. Today we're taking a look at an expansion for it called Urban Structures. This gives you something different with the game. Instead of going into a basic house, you have a duplex or a high-rise. Is that harder? Is that more challenging? Well, yes. Before I show you anything else, I want to show you this comes with an extra person who's an extra character that you can play. This is the structural engineer. He can, for an action point, get rid of a hotspot. Now it doesn't get the hotspot out, it basically just moves it off the board and it can come back on. And for 2 action points he can put a damage marker back. So he can fix damaged walls, and he can't get rid of fire and smoke. So he's basically just an engineer. I don't know that I would ever want to start with the structural engineer. You know, he's not the kind of guy who you have rushing in. But when you go back and switch to other characters, this is one that you're going to think about occasionally, especially if the house is about to start falling down, or if you just have a pile of hot spots out there. Again, though, I think I'd move him in, do some stuff, and then try to get him back out and switch to somebody who can actually take out fire, because that would be a limitation that he has. So he's not a Superman character, he's not like overly powerful, not at all. But he does do something cool that none of the other fighters can do. So now let's take a look at the 2 scenarios that come with this one. Now this one's a pretty simple scenario, okay? Here on this side we basically have an apartment building, brownstone. And it's a duplex building, and over on both sides here, all this stuff here cannot be gone into by you. So you can't enter these areas. These walls can be destroyed, okay, but you can't go through them. So you're basically kind of limited in your options. If you notice, the police and the fire trucks can only come on the 2 sides of the building. So that can be kind of a pain in and of itself. And there's also a lot of walls, and if you notice this wall in the middle, unless it's destroyed, it's going to be difficult to get through. I mean, I guess you could chop a hole in it, but you're going to probably have to go in one door and out the other. So it's an interesting thing because you're trying to rescue people basically from 2 different homes. This side is the top floor of like a high-rise. Essentially, you have your lobby and it kind of sort of, and you're going to come up these elevators here. Now, these elevator walls cannot be damaged. And the rules take some time to explain to you that you should not use elevators during a fire, but in this one you can. Now you can climb up an imaginary ladder if you're in a fire truck and it's outside one of these spots. You can see there's even like a little bit of ladder stuff on the board by them. So you can climb up ladders and spend some action points, or you can spend some action points which show some time as the elevator gets up there. You'll notice there's a lot of little walls and doors, open doors all over the place here, a few doors that can be opened and closed, but there's a lot of little rooms. Talk about cubicle, just all this stuff all over the place. And so fire is going to kind of be a kind of an interesting thing here, and it's going to give you that, oh, we got to rescue these people and get them out of here somehow, but it's hard. So this is the other scenario for this one, and then there's also several, well, they call them scenarios. They're basically variants that the rules have a bunch of things like maybe there's no people to rescue, you're just trying to save the structure. So this is where the structural engineer will shine, you know, and you have more difficulty doing that, though, different rules. And if you get knocked down, there's another one where if you get knocked down, the fellow workers have to get you, firemen have to get you back to the ambulance. So anyway, it comes with 2 maps, the structural engineer and some extra variants. This is, I believe, the first expansion that came out for Flashpoint Fire Rescue, and it's interesting. It adds some new things. Now, there are other expansions I enjoy better, like I like the Dangerous Waters one, but I almost want to say you should get this one, if only to get that structural engineer. And the high-rise one's a little more convoluted than I like. That elevator thing just feels, I don't know how to explain it, just feels a little off in how it works, but the duplex one is a difficult one. I don't think I've beaten it yet. Of course, I lose a lot in Flashpoint Fire Rescue, but I like it because it presents a really cool challenge. The high-rise has a challenge too, but the duplex is neat, and the markers with all the different people that you're trying to rescue fit really well into there. So if you've got Flashpoint Fire Rescue and you're looking for some extra scenarios, some extra cool things to add to it, another role, well then you'll want to get the Urban Structures.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!